Welcome to FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode episode 40. And, well, we're back near our gas farm again. Because I've made another platform. Let's go and have a look. Faster. What is it? Well, it's a sheep farm. Now, you may wonder why, at this stage, I'm making a sheep farm. Well, I started to look at ME stuff and exactly what we need to get up and running. And we need a lot of smart cable. Guess what you need? You need ME cover cable, and guess what that is? It's ME glass cable and wool. And I was fed up of going after sheep in the wild. So I made this simple sheep farm. You could be really efficient here. You could have one of these machines, which is a rancher, and you could have all of these sheep in one pen in front of the rancher. But I wanted to keep them separate. It's kind of decorative that way. So I've just got 4 sheep pens in each quarter of this platform. Obviously 1 in each, with a rancher covering 2. In the back of the rancher, there's a chest, which is what it spits out into. I was trying to just spit out into impulse-sizing ducts, but they're always buggy when you do that. You don't need a servo to do it, but having them empty into different drawers, was a bit of a problem. So the old tried and trusted put a chest behind it and extract from that will work fine. I've coloured all of these sheep, so we end up with, excuse me, white wool, light grey, grey, and then we've got colours going around. And I've not finished the rest off because you get the idea, but I'll finish that as we actually go. Just bear in mind that underneath here is a tesseract with just some leadstone duct. Don't need anything special. We don't need that much wool. It's just we want to make sure we've got some. So if I take this out and then don't do that. I just put one back in. That will do for now. And I've just got a bit of wool. Easy enough to do. See you back at base. So here we are. I've been doing some crafting just to get ourselves ready. And we've got various miscellaneous bits and pieces. I'll just go quickly through them. We've got these Fluix crystals. They are nether quartz, charged Certus quartz dust, I think. Hang on, let me just check. I think it's the dust, but if not, doesn't matter either way. And redstone. And you just put them in a pool. One charged Certus quartz, that's not dust, it's just this Certus quartz crystal itself, one nether quartz redstone dust. And that happens immediately. For these, you're not going to have to wait 16 hours. Don't worry about that one. Also, some quartz fibre. This just transmits power but no data, just bear that in mind. It's also used for smart cable. And it's very, very simple to use. Or create, I should say. It's just Certus quartz dust. Don't use nether quartz dust. It's not as it's not as plentiful unless you've got an automated nether farm, a nether quarry. I just use Certus quartz dust and glass, and you get plenty of that. The rest is more inscriber stuff, engineering processor, quartz glass, which is just Certus quartz dust mixed with glass in like a cross formation with glass in the 4 other spaces. And then wool. So a lot of that is the stuff we actually want to make. We should probably get a few other essentials started though. This one inscriber isn't going to cut it, that much is for certain, and to make an inscriber, unfortunately, it requires me to use... I hate doing this, but it requires me to use resonant energy frames. I have 4. Okay. So I'm going to use them one at a time, I think, just in case. I don't want to overuse them. Yeah, because they're a pain to make. I will have to improve that with some kind of massive power generation and use with lots and lots of lasers, I think. I've got like about 30 lasers down there, but yeah, I'm thinking more like over 100 lasers and see if I can just brute force those machine frames. So yeah, that's going to come up. I'm going to be making more of those. So we definitely should make more inscribers. And the reason for that is that although I can... Oh, these I'll come to in a second. Although I can put in these here manually, I don't need that many. They're a pain again to make. You've got to make the diamond one, the gold one, and the pure Certus quartz one. And then you got a silicon, and then you got to combine them all. So, you know, that's already 5 inscribers if you don't want to cause congestion in the system, because you almost certainly want one that just does the silicon and nothing else, one that does the one that does the calculation, one that does the engineering, and one that does the other one that I can never remember. Logic. So that's 4. Then you've got, if you really don't want a bottleneck, you want to have one combiner for each of the 3. So that's another 3. So that's 7. I've only got 4 energy frames, and so I'll be on 5. So there's going to be some bottlenecking at the start. I guarantee it. So yeah, that's not too much trouble. The best way I've found to actually automate these is with Ender.io conduits, which I should probably make as well. They are expensive, so I haven't really used them all that much so far, but it's this item conduit. And the reason they're expensive is they require a warp item duct, which uses Enderium, but Enderium's fairly cheap for me these days. It was expensive when I first looked at them. And resonant servos, but again, that's okay too. Yeah, they're okay. Nothing special there, given that to make that ME controller I had to make 18 Enderium. So let's just see if it'll make it more Enderium without complaining. If I attempt to make 18, will it allow me? It will. Okay, so while that's crafting, we should get an idea of a quick concept of AE2. Hopefully most of you know what you're talking about with AE2. This block, we're going to have to be very careful with. Normally I make a few of them, but with this one, we need all 6 sides available. And as you can see, as it's against a wall, all 6 sides are not available. Phew, good thing that gave me that back. So we're going to have to suspend it somewhere and connect it with power cable. However, if we did that normally with almost all mods, you wouldn't then be able to use that side for data, which is what you want. However, Ender.io has its own ME conduit. So again, in fact, let's just actually grab that, because we can make some of that. Darn, it has dense ME conduit as well. It's even better. That was one of my questions, but that's been answered. Conduit binder, that's the only thing I need. Yeah, so we want one of these, a couple of these, and you get the idea. Just going to put them like this. Or was it something like that? Yeah. So we'll be able to do this to use up this side. We will just need, however, some power cable to actually connect up as well. And I'm not sure if we actually have any conduit. Ooh, I have one. That'll be enough. So there, you get the idea. Now we can use this side for data and power, and we can use all 6 sides of this block once we get everything set up. So that's worth doing. Have you delivered me any Enderium? You got 4 already. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make some more inscribers. I'm going to go and make some more of the item conduit, and then I'm going to show you how to automate the whole lot of them, which is a little bit annoying to set up. So I'm not going to do it on camera. It's a bit fiddly, but it will be clear once I actually get it on in front of you and explain. All right, let's set this up. Now, as I said, I've only got 5 inscribers, so the last one, you can, well, once we set this up, you'll be able to extrapolate to do the rest. I'll do those off camera, but that last one is just the main example. Don't worry. You won't need any more after that. It should be straightforward. So first, we're going to set the first inscriber. The first inscriber is for silicon. If we have a look in here, it's made some already. Don't worry about that. Inscriber silicon press in the top. These are acceleration cards. I didn't tell you about them before. I did mention them. They work for the inscriber if you hover over them, see? And you can make up to 3 of them in the inscriber, and that'll just speed things up a great deal. You may not need them at the start because you're probably going to process a bunch of this stuff at once. So maybe a full stack of silicon and that kind of stuff, as I've got in here. So you may not need the acceleration cards, but just bear in mind you can put them in there. So first of all, create yourself a Yeta wrench. This is a basic gear, which is 4 cobblestone, 4 sticks, surrounded by 3 electrical steel, usual wrench pattern, and this will very much help with Ender IO. So on the back of this, if we just click on this larger of the 2 squares, extract, channel green, and once this is ready to go, I'm going to change this to always extract. No need to do it for now. So we've got power running out of the Tesseract and all the way down the line. All the way. And that's the basic, sorry, that's the basic conduit. There's no need to, or at least for these, I don't think there's any need to actually go to the higher tier power conduits. So that's that. Coming back here, we go up and into the back, and the back is where you insert these and remove these. These 2 are the back. This is the bottom, this is the top. So just bear that in mind when you're actually doing your Ender IO stuff. I don't think you can do them any other way, but if you can, let me know in the comments. So into the back, we have this set in-out mode. So you see at the top, we can set these to different things. In-out. Insert on green, so that's the thing that's coming out of the chest. The channels in Ender IO are so that you can route items backwards and forwards through the same pipes without having any problems. So it's coming out of green. So inside here, it's going into green. The only thing it's allowing in this one, however, is silicon. This is a basic item filter. It's a hopper with 4 pieces of paper and a cross, in a plus sign around it. Nothing too excessive here. And then if you click on this, we see the extract mode. And the extract is set to grey. And again, this will be set to always active. And this will then be able to let us extract the finished. Oh, whoops, I think that's rotated it. Whoops. No, don't do this. No, not quite. There we go. Okay. Don't click on the machines. Yes, so this will let us extract the finished product on channel grey. Now, these first 3 do not need the silicon product. This one does. So you'll see at the bottom here, if you, by the way, just in case you have multiple things going, is there any with multiple here? Yeah, here will do. So here, there's an actual, there's a connection up here. If I shift left click, I can choose which connection to actually adjust. So just in case you can't aim very well, you don't have to dig out blocks. Up, I've set it to disabled, so nothing tries to insert to the bottom of this one. Just put that in mind. That's a quick hint to actually do, to quickly get to the right one. So we want the silicon product in here, so it needs to go in the bottom, which is why grey is set to the bottom. Whoops, I've removed it. Insert grey. So if I then set this one right now to extract always active, it should remove those. Oh, I think there should be a route to go, unless I'm controlling this somehow. Oh, mustn't do that. Insert only. Yes, there's the first one. It's already arrived. See, and the rest won't come in through because you can only put one item in here at a time. So if you wanted to completely remove all bottlenecks, what you could do is have all the silicon products go back into here, and then or go back into a different chest, and then have them pull out into the various different ones that you want to go to. I'm not going to bother with that just now. I'll see how they get on, and I can always put buffer chests in place if needed. So that's the first one. So we're automatically making the silicon product, and this will fill it with silicon. So we can probably do that now. So if I just change this to always extract, you should see it starting to make them. And we don't have to do anything else with that one. So what you do is a similar thing with each of these. This is the logic one, so this is going to require gold. Did I bring any gold? I'm going to need some gold and a filter. Got a filter. Good. Gold. Just one. These are very expensive. I still find them expensive. Just the sheer amount of Indirium to actually make these is, yeah, it's like 2.5 Enderium per 3 of these. Not too happy, but I will get over it. If only because shiny metal isn't really renewable. So I'm always paranoid about the shiny metal, but that's fine. We'll cope. So this is the gold one. So we do the same thing here. We're just going to say we're going to go in-out mode here. Insert. We're going to change this to a basic item filter and say the only thing that can be inserted is gold. And extract. We're going to change the channel to yellow. Yay. Okay. Now, let's assume for the moment this is going to be the final construction. It's going to have these in the bottom, the gold one in the top, and the redstone in the middle. So we also need to figure out a way of getting redstone into here. And that's going to have to go in the back. So we're going to have to send this to in-out mode. So extract and insert is, it's going to be redstone. Oh, hang on. Whoa. You gotta filter this, otherwise it's going to have problems. So red. Okay, so the only thing inserting is the red channel. Extracting, yeah, it doesn't really matter too much on that one. Probably some final product color. I don't know. Blue? Yeah, blue. Blue will do the job. So the only thing inserting here is the red channel. I've got to take that silicon out of there. Okay, so I want the gold product going in just while that's going. So gold is coming out of the back of that one, and it needs to go into the top of this one. Shift left click, insert yellow, and that should then run. I then need to get the gold into here. Is that inserting on green? It is inserting on green. Let's give you a go. Yeah, I'm going to need to limit the inserts as well. Oh, in fact, it already was. I just didn't put the filter there in time. So that's made. It's not pulling out because I've not got this set up to auto pull, which I now have. It's gone, so it should be in here. It is. So now the only thing left is to make sure we have some way of getting redstone. So let's just grab a chest. I could probably do this by an easier method. I could probably just pull out on the green of that same chest, but just to keep everything straight in my head initially before I start optimizing things, we're just going to grab a chest and then we're just going to put that down, I don't know, right here or something like that. Doesn't matter too much. Some redstone, that will do. And the redstone is going to need to be distributed to every one of these that is a compound of the earlier products. So it's going to need to go into the back. So all of them are going to need to be set to red insert and then maybe blue extract to pull the final product out. Have you got that chest yet? You have. All right, let's just go and set that up. Here's a wrench. Extract is going to be on red. And always active. So we can just put some redstone in here and that should get pulled into here. And it has. And that's making logic processors, which then loads new printed silicon. And if I just order some gold up, I should have just done this the first time, right? Rather than run back to the crafting. You know what my memory's like by this point. You should be pretty used to it. Gold. There we go. Wrong one. yeah, that should work. So gold's being made here, silicon's being made here, and this is making the product of them. And it actually stacks them for the final product. So we're going to need a final product bin, and we can probably do that just by having this set to, hang on, let's grab this, set this to in out, and then have insert the blue channel. And then all the final products should just go back to that chest. Eventually, I think. If this is set to extract, that is. Insert, there we go. Certainly gone. Yep, there we go. So we've got automated logic processors, and to expand this to these two and the rest, I'll leave as an exercise for you guys. It is not, you know, once you've got one figured out, these are not terribly hard. We got the engineering, so engineering will go in there, the calculation will go in there, and these two you're just going to supply pure Certus quartz and diamonds. Oh, sorry, diamonds and pure Certus quartz respectively. And then you need the compound machines, probably, yeah, probably another 2 you'll need just to keep everything nice and straight. So that's pretty much an automated inscriber system. Yay! And I'm happy. I make one of those every season, and it's nice. I normally get questions going, how have you done this? You know, because most people will just try and just drop stuff into them, and there'll be all kinds of problems. Ender.io is excellent for this kind of thing. Makes it really compact and looks nice and straightforward. Just takes a bit of figuring out on the in-out modes just to get the correct settings and things moving through your system. And there probably is a way to compact these two. In fact, I can probably just move that into one, green out, and then make sure they've all got filters on their inserts so that the silicon's not going in the wrong one, that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't have much paper around, but yeah, I'll probably do that between the episodes. You can compact those two if you have more insert filters. Alright, so one of the first things we're going to actually want to make here is some smart cable, or various, whatever kind of cable that you think you want to start off with. You don't have to go with smart cable, you can go with the easier stuff. So let's just have a look at smart cable. Just the very end one is the basic stuff. You can just have all different colours. That's one of the reasons for the different colour wool, by the way. You can just use, in fact, no, you don't even need to do that. You can just go via dye. I think you might be able to make them at this stage, though. Can never remember. Doesn't seem to matter, but any colour wool is fine. Okay, so we need some glass fibre cable, so let's just make some of that. Let's just make 8 and let's grab 16, I think, of that. And then we can get some of this stuff. Now, you can just use this stuff by itself. I think that still works. But smart cable is much nicer. It's much, much nicer. So we need some covered cable first. So we need some wool. Fine. So I don't have quite enough wool for that, but that's okay. And then we want these and these. Smart cable. So smart cable just indicates the number of channels that you have. And think initially of channels as devices. Then it's not devices, but, you know, it's not always devices, but we'll come back to that. At the moment, this black center is dead. So if you're not used to this version of of AE2, if you're used to AE1, you're probably not used to that. You're probably used to this glass fiber cable. This will just indicate the number of devices that need data on it when you actually attach them. So let's get to something that does need data. An ME drive. We like ME drives. So, oh, good job I kept some of that glass cable. Some iron, some engineering processors, and that's it. Did I keep some iron in here? I think I did. And processors. So let's just do this, and I don't think I need more than 1 or 2 drives, so I may not make all of these. Let's just make 1 to start with. ME drive, so that's fine by itself. But I did see an extra cells version. Now this has 8 drive spaces in it, but I think the extra cells version has a bit more. So I'm just going to see if this works. No, that has 6 spaces. But it does fit inside a block space. So, yeah, because the ME drive won't. Let's just compare that with the ME drive. Let's just make one of those as well. A couple there. Okay, so ME drive, let's just put it here. So this has 10 spaces. And priority system, this does not. Not sure what the purpose of this then is, other than that it happens to fit inside a block space. But if you watched last season, you may remember my data center. I kind of like that that fits inside a block space. That may get me to reassess how to do my data center, because these obviously will take an extra block in addition to this. So, and in fact, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So there's one device. There's 2 devices on this here. One's here, then one channel to this one. So you got 2 devices. Not sure which one I'm going to go for. I might go for these actually. They're kind of new, and yeah, I haven't done them before, so yeah, why not? Let's just do those. I like them. And yes, it's slightly less efficient, but it looks kind of cool. And you can use covers around these to actually to box them into a single block with the cable included. So that's kind of cool as well. But yeah, we'll see. So now we need the drives, the things that goes into the drives, and those are the storage cells. Now they do have a lot more options with extra cells. The default ones are up here, 1K storage cell, so 1024 bytes and 63 types. Types are just different items, like these. Bytes is just the amount of items. The most flexible way to start off with is 4K ME storage cells. Mainly because for most items, you're not going to have more than 4. Well, you're not going to have more. It's not exactly 4. It's not 4,000. And if we always forget the conversion, if you remember the conversion, please write it into the comments for the other people of how to get exactly how many items this covers. But I generally start off with 4K and then move up to 16 or even 64K. However, extra cells takes it just a little bit further. Yes, so we get to the point. This is the Essential system. Oh no, there's still applied logistics. Where are the extra cells ones then? Let's just have a look what's in extra cells. I was almost sure they had silly large storage systems. Oh, right, okay, so it's not called a storage cell. There you go. So you got a 256K storage, a 1024K storage, and a 4096K, so that's like a 4 meg storage, 16 meg storage. Yes, so you're not going to run out of capacity for items with those. Bear in mind though, even on that huge amounts of numbers of items, so you could have hundreds of thousands of, or millions of cobble, or whatever you want to fill with them with, still only 63 items per cell. So that's how you're limited. So be careful of which one you select, because you could use up all your actual resources making the wrong size cell. So start with 4K, which is exactly what I'm going to do. 4K storage cell, which needs a fair bit of stuff that we've already made. Yeah, calculation, is that the one I made? No, it would be the engineering one. So I haven't made calculation yet, so I should go ahead and go make some of those. And with those made, and I did simplify the setup somewhat, which I'll probably show you next episode, because I'm going to run out of time otherwise on this one. It's all sending and receiving on the green channel now, mostly, apart from the final product, which is coming back out of a different channel. And there we go. Make the 4K. 4K drives. Well, storage cells. And oh, I can't apply. I just can't shift click them in. Slightly annoying, but I'll cope just fine. So yeah, we got the green indication, and now we just need a terminal. And the game's hopefully not crashing. Crafting terminal. Don't need a crafting one, but I like it. Much more calculation processor. ME terminal, which is... Okay, so we need some bits and pieces. Huh, that's not good. Let's just... There we go. Quartz. Alright, so let's make a few of these then. Some glowstone, redstone. What was it again? Quartz glass, glowstone, redstone. Okay. Redstone, quartz glass, and iron. We got 3 illuminated panels. We also need the formation cores and the annihilation cores. They're very similar recipes. They just need slightly different stuff. Let's go and get the rest of the processors because, yeah, in fact, I'll just quickly show the setup. You'll see, apart from this one, these all are sending and receiving on green. And the same thing up there. We've got filters on now, so that's all fine and working. Let's just grab those and those. And see if we can finish this off with a working ME system. Finally. Let's dump some stuff. Right, so we wanted the formation cores and annihilation cores, so we're going to need some of you. What were they again? Yeah, logic processors. It's fine. And we're going to need some Certus, which I'm not going to use the pure Certus because that's quite valuable. Let's get some of that and some nether. Let's wait for it to come in. Shouldn't take us very long. There's one. And where's the other? Nether quartz. Yeah. So... Really? Do I have to use the one? Charged. So the quartz crystal. Oh, it's Fluke's dust. Fluke's dust. I need to make more overclockers, unfortunately. So while I'm doing this and just finishing off, what do you think so far? Are you going to use ME on your system, or are you going to stick with the slightly buggy, but awesome, nonetheless, logistics pipes? Hopefully, you're going to change to ME because it's so much nicer. But that's just my personal opinion, so yeah, feel free to change it. Yeah. And logic. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done now. Just put these formation cores, annihilation cores. I made more of them because you need them for other things as well, probably including the growth accelerators I'm going to have to do maybe next episode. So there's the ME terminal. We're going to need a crafting table. And what's the last part? Calculation processor. Well, that should be no problem. I've got quite a few. Give me a crafting table, please. Come on. Crafting table. Last. It doesn't want to give it. It doesn't want to give up. It doesn't want to be made redundant. Let's throw that away. So, where's the stuff? Calculation. Crafting table. And we got a crafting terminal and a much bigger table. Yes. Finally. There's nothing in there yet, but I can now put stuff in. And it's available in my ME drive fixture. Great. Now we don't have anything like auto crafting set up, anything like that yet. But this does mean that as long as I put more of these down, and I could put them on top of these blocks as well, that would be, and on the far side, you get a lot of ME drives into one block space. Maybe that was what I was reading wrong. So you could just put, well, 4 per block in this case, because we're running a cable. So yeah, if each one is 6, then that's 24 versus 8 of an ME drive. So very space efficient. Yeah. Do bear in mind though, however, if I'm only using this normal smart cable, I'm only able to get so many devices on this cable, 8 I think, before I run out. So we have to be very, very efficient with this. There are many ways of completely making this really efficient, and maybe not ever needing any more controllers, but that's something I'm going to leave till later on. Right now, we've got a setup system, a good system setup, I should say, and I think the only thing left to do is to start loading items into it, really, because once they're in these drives, we can start losing these chests, and I can move this system into here or something along those lines. I'll figure out. I've got a large build ongoing in the background, so yeah, I may wait for the large build to complete. That's going to be next episode, I think. I normally would offer the world download with this episode. This is episode 40, but I'm probably going to do it with episode 41 or 42 because of that large build. I wouldn't want you to download the world and then find, oh, he's just built something amazing and I don't have it. So, you know, I'll leave that there for next episode. Hope you've liked this episode. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, give it a thumbs down. But leave me a comment to let me know why. Yes, if you haven't already entered the giveaway, will probably be announced in the next episode because today is just before the deadline. So give it a look at the last video if you didn't already. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe or follow me on Twitter. More than happy to hear your questions that way and see the announcements for the episodes. And I'll see you next time.